Okay, we're going to do our first assignment in Photoshop today. So go ahead and load up Photoshop. Should definitely already have it downloaded. If not, it was in self-service, and if you had any issues with it, you need to make sure to see Mr. Lindgren. We got Adobe Photoshop 2017. And this is going to be our first assignment in Photoshop. We'll have some learning pains, but you'll get it. It'll be okay. File. We're going to start a new file. It'll give us some choices with this new document. And this assignment is going to be called a 20-layer cake. So we'll get into layers as we go, but we're basically going to have 20 layers. Why I put cake on the end, I don't know. It sounded fun. So you'll start it out with your initials. My initials, Mr. Concilio. Your initials, you'll put first initial your first name, first initial your last name, dash 20. Hey. 20 layer. Oh, here we go. 20 layer cake. All right. Now we're looking for. We're just going to start off 10 by 10. And orientation's going to be good. Resolution, yep. Background contents, we're just going to always make those transparent if possible. Let's see if we get that choice. Sometimes it doesn't offer me one. No? Okay. We'll stick with white then. We'll stick with white. White will be fine. Yep, everything's good. So we'll go ahead and click create, and that's going to give us our white canvas right here. Okay, so this is our background layer. Notice that's locked right here down at the bottom right. It's locked, so there's really nothing that we can do. So that's going to be layer one. All right, layer one. We can insert another layer. We can delete a layer. We can do a couple different things. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to insert a layer just by clicking. You can also go layer, new layer. But for this instance, we are going to put we're just going to double click, and this is going to be our name. It's going to be layer one. All right. So once we have this, make sure our name layer is on top of our background layer. You can select whichever color that you decide you would like to. I think I'm going to do an orange. And then I'm going to come over to the left side, and I'm going to look for this text, this T. And what I'm going to want to do is anything that you see with a little triangle down in the right corner, you can actually hold down. You can hold down your mouse, and it will give you a couple different options. So on the text, we're just going to look for a horizontal type tool, and you're just going to type your first name up in the top left. Very simple. Okay. Once you have that, you can double click, highlight it. You can change the size of your text. You can change the type of font that you have on your text, whatever you decide. Go with the simple one. And this is our layer, and we can now move this layer with our move tool. So we have our move tool right up here, and we can click on that and move it over, and we're going to put it in the top left right there. Okay. Now make sure you can't move your name. If you're on the background layer, you're not going to be able to move your name anywhere. You can only move the background color. So you have to make sure, plus that one's locked. So you have to make sure that you are clicked on the correct layer. So our name is on layer 1. Actually, I should rename it. It should be layer 2, right? Background's layer 1. Okay, so that's name is the second layer. All right, new layer. We are going to put our last name in the bottom right corner. Just pick a different type of font and a different color. So this is going to be last name. This is going to be layer 3. It's on top of layer 2. I'm going to select a different color. Go with the red. I'm going to select a font. Again, horizontal. Perfectly fine. That's normal. And I will write my last name. And I'm going to change the type of font to, let's go with the typewriter. And then I will use the move tool and drag it to the bottom right. Okay. You can also use your arrow keys to move just slightly and hold down your arrow keys. That's perfectly fine too. Again, just make sure that you are on the right layer. But if you have a lot of space to move, you'll definitely want to use this move tool. All right, so that's layer 3. Here we go. You guys are starting to get the hang of it now. This is going to be layer 4, and this is going to be a rectangle. This is layer 4. We will come over to our rectangle tool. Again, it has a little triangle in the bottom, so we can work with a rectangle, a rounded rectangle, an ellipse, a polygon, a line, so on and so forth. But right now we're going to use a rectangle, and we are going to put it over this first name, the name 1 layer. So, excuse me, name 2 layer. So we're going to want to pick a color that contrasts to what our name is. So mine's orange. I'm going to probably look for a very light color, because if I have a very dark color, I'm not going to be able to see it. So I'll look for something pretty light. It should work all right there. That's good. And I'm just going to make sure I'm on the rectangle tool, and I'm going to draw a rectangle over the name. Boom. Done and done. Okay, so you can see a couple different things. You can see our line up here, our stroke or our border is in black. I don't really need that, so I'm going to take that off. We don't necessarily need that, I don't think. We can do line width. We could do a dotted line. We can do a number of different things. Yeah, let's take this off. Boom. And actually, I created 2 of them somehow. That's a good example of deleting a layer. So I'm going to delete rectangle 2. It has rectangle 3 up here. There's my rectangle without a border. Again, I don't know how I created so many layers here, but we'll fix it. So this should be rectangle 4 for our 4th layer. Don't need that. Delete that off. Okay. Now, oh my gosh, what happened? My name. Okay, so this layer, layer 4, is actually covering up my name. So I need to drag my 2nd layer up above my 4th layer, and all of a sudden I can now see my 4th layer, or excuse me, my 2nd layer, right? If I put the rectangle on top, I can't see it because the layer is going to cover the other layer, so you have to make sure that your 2nd layer is on top of your 4th layer. We're going to do the same thing and cover up our last name with a, you know what, you can use the exact same color, that's perfectly fine. I want the gradient, I want the rectangle, and we'll take the stroke off from the beginning before I mess that up. And, oh, come on. Sorry, I gotta get used to the new tools in 2017. Just got upgraded by Mr. Lindgren from the 2015. I gotta get used to them. Okay, there we go, there's our rectangle. Don't need that one. This is going to be rectangle number 5. We're on our 5th layer already. And we can't see my last name or your last name, so that last name layer needs to be up above. Come on, last name. And there we go. Now we can see our last name. All right. That's 5 layers. For our 6th layer, let's put a circle right in the middle. Layer 6. And here we go. We're going to use an ellipse tool. Now, the ellipse tool is not going to draw a perfect circle. It's going to probably be more of an oval, but we can hit the Shift key and we can draw a perfect circle. So let's go with the ellipse tool. Let's go, say, maybe, yeah, why not? Why not a purple color? Here we go. So I'm going to hold the Shift key, and I am going to draw a circle. Boom, purple circle. There we go. If I want to move it, I can use the Move tool. It's pretty close. You see, you get the lines there for centering. And that's pretty good. That's pretty good right there in the center. Okay, so there's circle. That's 6. We're going to go on to number 7, and number 7 is going to be a square. And you're going to do the exact same thing as you did with the circle, holding the shift key, only you're going to use the rectangle tool and hold the shift key to make a square. So you pick the color. Doesn't matter to me what color you would like. We'll go with the neon green here, just to make this super ugly color. Rectangle tool, hold the shift key, boom, square. Done and done. That's 7 layers. All right. Number 8. Number 8, I actually want to see you guys go and find a picture and drag a picture into your Photoshop assignment. Okay, so that's going to be layer 8 is a pic. Sure. And with this, what we're going to do is, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a screenshot. Something from my desktop. That'll be just easy. It'll be quick. You can do that too. You can find an image that you want. You can spend a little more time on it if you'd like to. File, open, and we're going to open up that image. And find my screenshot. Yep, there it is. And this opens up our My Royals picture that I just took the screenshot of. So what I can do is I can hit Command A to select all. You should be able to select all with the Command A. It'll give us this outline, this dotted outline right here, and we're going to hit Command C to copy or edit copy. We'll flip back over. Notice now we have 2 tabs, kind of like we would have in our browser. So we have 2 files. We're on our picture, and we're going to hit Command V to paste. And now we have our picture in here. We can move our picture to wherever we want. Okay, so that's our first 8 layers. Watch the second video, and we'll go through layers 9 through 20. Okay.